Alright everyone, whether or not you choose to use the service regularly, I ask you all to make Dailymotion accounts. Just plop in your email and make a fucking account. And then subscribe to me. Link in the description to my Dailymotion account there. It is a stable video platform. It is something that I've pledged myself to using now for several years. And by the way, I'm actually one of the largest users on the platform. I'm in the top 2,000 when it comes to video views. Or is it subscribers, and I'm in like the top 20,000 for video views or something. I'm actually fairly large in the platform. If a couple hundred of you were to make accounts there and join me, I think I'd jump into the top 1,000 users by subscriber count. The more the merrier, because then I hate to say it, when you're on a tech platform, if you're going to be edgy or give your opinion or anything, you are protected according to how large your presence is. The larger your presence, the less likely you might draw more fire, but you also get more protection, essentially, on the average platform. There are some exceptions, but if it's a vlogging platform, for the most part, if you're a big user, they're more reluctant to fuck around with you. They're also much more responsive. If there is a glitch, which this could have been, I'll explain this backstory here in a minute, then you get a response faster. Like, it was within 30 minutes, I got an email. What happened is I wake up today, check my email, got one from Dailymotion. Your account has been deactivated for breaching the terms of service. I say, oh, this is the third time this has happened this year, which it actually is. It's happened 3 fucking times, and each time it's been reinstated. I just appeal it, and I say, you know, I haven't broken any of your rules, so what gives? They're like, oh, we apologize for the inconvenience. We've reinstated the account. This is the third time that this has happened. And I have no doubt that if I had a small account on the platform, they wouldn't respond to my email and would never reinstate me. But the fact is, I'm one of their largest users. They can't afford to piss people like me off because we might raise trouble for their platform. We might sue them for defamation or differential enforcement. By the way, they're a Paris-based firm. They're a French company. It's funny because their terms of service is actually more lax than YouTube. It's arguably Dailymotion is more forgiving with their TOS, yet these glitches keep happening. And that's apparently what it is. It's their system falsely marking my videos for TOS violations, and then they have to keep reinstating. And so, you know, I filed off the email, and I'm like, well, show me what rule I broke. I'm one of your biggest users. You know, leave me alone. I'm not doing anything wrong. You know, whatever. And then within 30 minutes, I get a response, oh, we've reactivated your account. So I would ask you to follow me on there. Whether or not you intend to use the platform doesn't even matter. The reason being, quite simply, it gives me protection. It allows me another platform that I'm already fairly large on and can be one of the largest users on potentially in a short order with a concerted effort. Specifically, you know, think of it as a video backup. And there is an organic audience there, especially within the Francophone speaking world. Maybe I should take some more French courses and start doing dual uploads and translating everything to French. I've thought of that because the French-speaking world is quite large. So I'm thinking, like, if I did that, I could start translating all of my works. Like, it would take a million years if I were to do it with my level of French expertise now. But, like, I could take them and translate them and release French versions of all my works. That would be probably, considering that the West African French-speaking region is one of the fastest urbanizing segments of the whole world's population. Rapid urbanization, rapidly growing population, also rapidly hooking up to the internet. Over the next 10 years, you have 100 million or so new people that could potentially buy those books from the Francophone-speaking world. So maybe it's a good career move, actually, if I do that. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't say, well, maybe I should do that. It's between that and becoming a master gardener. Maybe I'll just do both, get my certification for that, become a bereavement counselor. I kind of want to go and start doing stuff like that. It'd be kind of an interesting thing to do through my 30s, I suppose. You know, sort of build up for middle age. Hey, I'm 40. What have I accomplished? Oh, more than just YouTube. It'd be interesting. But yeah, Dailymotion deactivated my account, reactivated it within an hour. This is the third time that this has happened. I appreciate everyone's support on Twitter as well. I mean, they don't really respond directly there, but I'm sure they see it. The Dailymotion USA account is active. I guarantee that they see it. When they see, hey, one of these users on the platform, which is quite large, is pissed off at us. Maybe we should expedite, you know, answering the email. I think it speeds it up. Yeah, it gives you protection. Let's face it, the fact that I'm big on some of these platforms gives me a level of protection. It ensures that you will always be able to see my content because it is less likely the content will ever successfully be targeted. by some political wonk or some legacy media outlet defaming me. It's less likely that such attacks will be successful. Now, in alt tech, I'm not worried at all. Dailymotion is an alt tech, but it is a YouTube alternative. All of my stuff is there, every single upload. I find it a worthwhile site. I'm extremely competitive, so even if it's a site that's less used, again, outside of the French-speaking world, I'm still competitive enough to say, I wonder how high I can get in the rankings, like on Social Blade for Dailymotion. I wonder how big a user I can become. How many thousands of people can I actually get to follow me on a platform like Dailymotion? Maybe I can become one of the all-time biggest. You know, by the way, T-Series is the biggest on Dailymotion. I think has 80,000 something followers. On Dailymotion, that's a lot. Dailymotion is less follower-driven and more audience usage time driven, which actually makes sense for a platform. There's less subscription activity going on and more direct engagement through search as a platform. I have noticed that. And also, I'm assuming the bigger you get on a platform like that, unless it algorithmically scrambles things, the more searchable you are, which could be a huge advantage. So if you want to see the, again, I can't organically grow on YouTube because I'm nowhere to be found when people search for things. Can't be up next, can't be trending, rarely in related, almost never high in search because of the priority system, the algorithmic demotion of independent content, especially within current events and politics, which really is an unhelpful thing. I'm nowhere to be found. Basically, I rely upon all of you who are seeing this, whatever platform you're using. I rely upon you to make me visible to new people. At this point, it's total symbiosis. I make content, you do me a solid by replicating that material elsewhere to other people. Because otherwise, I slide backwards into irrelevance, because YouTube, the main platform I'm active on, that I have the biggest, most engaged audience on, does not allow me any organic exposure to new audiences. Dailymotion does, though, so you gotta help me. BitChute does, although I'm begging them, I'm begging Ray, please, prioritize changing your search mechanism. That's more important even than live streaming. You need to hire a couple temp workers or something to design something that's more YouTube-esque. The site will skyrocket. Because there's a lot of material there, but it's barely searchable. You have one letter wrong in what you're searching for, and nothing comes up, and people think it's an empty site. I'm sure that turns off a lot of new potential users. And BitChute rapidly advancing in Alexa, by the way. So yeah. Join me on Dailymotion. It's your duty as a clanker. That way we can spread the material further. I think it's a good idea. If you like the material, then, it should always be available. The more sites it's on, the merrier. So, and the more visible it is on those sites as well. Be funny. Become mainly a Dailymotion uploader. Like, become like the PewDiePie of Dailymotion or something. How funny that would be. By the way, I'm very close to Black Pigeon Speaks, supplanting him for second place on BitChute. So link in the description as always to that as well. You should make an account, follow me there. It's very important because, the pigeon people right now are slightly ahead of us, and then also the liberalists with Sargon. So we've fallen to third. We can't allow this to happen. We have to make BitChute a clankdom place to stay. That's about all. Peace out.